Shoot it, Dad.
What was that?
Welcome back to Generation Hoops.
Wow, that's quite a collection you've got down there.
Today we're not opening any boxes. I've got some coming in, and I'm waiting on the top stuff that I bought to come in, but I was too late to get the hobby boxes, so I'm just waiting on the mega box. I got a blaster too, so hopefully that'll be fun when we get those back. But I figured since we're waiting a little bit, I'm about to go on a little vacation for our fall break here, I'm going to show off my Dan Majerle collection because I've had a few people ask in the past, and people always ask me why Dan Majerle. So I figure I'll go over some of that today, and I'll show you the best stuff I got from him. So here we go. Starting here, I just have my little, what do you call it, like starting lineup thing that I've had of him for a while. This one's pretty special to me too. This one is when he was the coach of Grand Canyon University. And this was from the 13-14 season. He was actually recruiting one of the kids that I'd coached in high school. And when he was recruiting him, he had told him that I was a big Dan Majerle fan. So he said, go ahead and give this to your coach. There you go. Dan Majerle, number 9. He signed it on the bottom. Pretty cool stuff. I know it's kind of hard to see, but you can see it right there. But it's pretty special to me. Not only that he signed it, but that the kid that I was coaching would do that for me, which was a really cool thing. So now that we have that out of the way, really I'm just going to show you, I have a booklet full of his cards, and I try to keep just one of, different ones of each. I have tons of doubles in my old stash of cards that I've had since I was a kid. I still have all the binders I have. I take over a closet here, and I'll probably show you that in the video. But I'll show you first the jam session cards that I have first from him. I recently found this one, which I didn't have. This is when he was traded to Cleveland from Phoenix, and I was very sad. I think you can make this guy kind of stand up. It comes out of, you can punch him out of this thing, but this wasn't very much, but I didn't have it, so I got it, and it came with this cool top loader because I don't have a lot of top loaders that are that big for the jam session cards. And then I went through my old stuff, and I found my 3 jam session cards that I have. We have this Dan Majerle. I think they might all be, or one maybe from 95, 96. But it looks like 93, 94, and 94, 95. So have his regular card here. I got one Game Breakers insert, and also this flashing star of Dan Majerle with a crazy face on there. But these are all my jam session cards I have of them. So thought it was pretty cool. And he did show up in some cool inserts for a couple of years. Once his back started getting bad on him, he was in less sets after that, but it was really cool to have him around. So I'm going to show you my Dan Majerle binder that I have here, but I'm kind of going to go from back to front. So what I did is I have these kind of in order, not exactly in order of years, but I have my son's cards in the front, then the Cavs cards kind of in the middle, and all of my Dan Majerle Heat cards in the back. I've got like this gold reserve, upper deck Dan Majerle. I've got a lot of his stuff from his final years with the Heat. Some really cool parallels from different things, and I know it's harder to see some of them. I'm trying to fit them all on screen here, but got some different gold parallels of them. A lot of hoops and upper deck, Topps Finest, Fleer metal, really cool stuff. I mean, I was a fan of him on the Suns, but I was able to still cheer for him on the Cavs for a short time. I think he was only with the Cavs for a year, and then with the Heat with some pretty good teams that was there. Here's where the Heat kind of start to end. I've got some really cool shots of him, different places here. I used to have friends say it's kind of cool that in a lot of the shots where he's in, especially in his younger days, you see a lot of really good players next to him because he was always either guarding or being guarded by the best player. So you see a lot of different people as this goes on, more high-quality players once it gets to the Suns stuff. So here's where it kind of trailed off from the Heat, and then I have some of his stuff from the Cavs, have some of his Fleer Flare and special edition upper deck. Obviously got collector's choice stuff in here. We have Topps Finest up here, some more metal things, Fleer Ultra, a lot of different stuff. So as you can see, I kind of try to keep it within. I know he finished with the Suns, but the Suns were my team, and that's the one I was always really happy to have with him. And I have, like I said, I have a lot of doubles of these cards that are in here, but usually these are more of my better condition Marlies that I have here. So you'll see some that are doubles, but you'll see that one's the first day issue and one is not. Here's a transaction one from when he was traded. This one was actually one of his last go round. This was his last go rounds with the Sun when he went back from the Heat and signed like for 1 year and played. Got some Elite Series, some numbered cards of his as well, and some of the Prism different parallels here. I got some of the gold signature stuff from the Upper Deck of his, and ones like Michael Jordan style ones, and he talks about the kind of defender he was. This one I have some of his autograph cards that I have. I also have the starting lineup thing that probably came with the with the Dan Majerle that I was showing you earlier. Jersey Kings, I've got past and present, more Fleer metal stuff. I love him in his son's uniform. These weren't my favorite uniforms because it also reminded me of that was when he was winding down his time. I like the early and then the on the team that made the run to the finals, like those jerseys were kind of my favorites. But if you look down below here, I do have bunch of different ones. Now this one is a fast break one from Prism, Dan Majerle right there, really cool. These are ones that I've had signed. I haven't had authenticated. This one actually came in the pack, but these were just signed on card, and this was an early card of his. Haven't gotten them authenticated. Maybe one day I will. This was from the Topps Finest ones where they had all the guys in the suits, but I actually got this one for just a couple bucks, so I couldn't pass it up. And then I have this one up top. Majestic Signatures, another numbered autograph of his, and I think at least he's got a really cool signature. So you see the signatures these days, they're pretty awful, but he always had a really cool one. So more into the Sun stuff as we go. You'll see I have, again, some may look like doubles, but like these up here, one's a die cut, one is not. Got Block Party. I love the emotion ones from from these cards. They're so cool, from the Skybox ones. Another die cut, another inside-outside insert here. I believe I have another one somewhere that inside-outside as well, but I really like the excited ones. Those are really cool. More Fleer Flair stuff, Class Act. I got Sharpshooters. He had a lot of inserts back around this time when he was really doing well. I mean, he was a 3-time All-Star, and just a lot of fun to watch. They even have a Hustle Award named after him for the Suns organization, and every year they give that out. So you start to see this is kind of more my favorite era. I've got a silver signature here from Collector's Choice, pretty cool. More of the Fleer Flair stuff that just looks amazing. Fleer Ultra, a lot of cool stuff. As you can see, I tried to have a real big variety, and then, like I said, you start seeing more guys guarding him, Mashburn and Ori and all these guys that he went up against. Here's some of my unlicensed stuff. This is Court Kings, I believe. Yeah, and got a bunch of different ones with him. No jerseys, obviously. It's almost like buying Topps Chrome would be now. Star picks, but I just had a whole page of these from the different ones that he had, which, I mean, those jerseys look really funny without the stuff on there. And then over here, kind of more of the best era of Dan. And you got a lot of ones where he's got like Pippen on him, where they were always guarding each other. We got ones from when he hit his eight 3-point shots, and he was 8 for 10 in that game of the Western Conference Finals, Game 5. Probably one of my favorite games I ever watched as a kid. I still go back and watch it sometimes.
And he aims to Majerle. Can he hit another?
That's what you see. Miller's on him here. You'll see Jordan at times in some of these pictures as well. So just super cool. This one's actually from the 3D Pro View stuff from Upper Deck. Somewhere I probably still have the glasses that go with that one in it. Those were really a lot of fun. We got Perimeter Patrol down here. And then again, there was a lot of Bulls. You see a lot of Bulls in these things because that was the era. That's who they were playing against. These might bring you back a little bit. We've got Top Stadium Club. We've got some Fleer Ultra up here, Fleer Flair down here. More Collector's Choice like the base cards. We got the NBA on NBC from those Skybox packs he used to open. We have a tandem of him and Kevin Johnson. If you ever open this year's Skybox, they had about 1 million of these Special Olympics cards in there with him on it. Really cool. Then we get to some of this is probably the most ridiculous card I have of his. I don't know where I got this card from, but he had his own clothing line called Thunder 9, and I'm pretty sure that's where it came from. Don't judge me. It's not as bad as it looks.
What is wrong with you?
But got a lot of Topps Finest stuff down here. You know, the really cool. They're starting to green a little bit, as you can see. Most of these do, but you can also see he's had some great shots in a lot of his cards, and like this one's one of my favorite frequent flyers. I also have the first day issue of this card as well. He's always got good dunk pictures and different things, so it was always fun to see what was going to be put on the card when he got on it. Here we go. Again, you'll start to see more guys on Hakeem Olajuwon and different guys here that he's playing against. And this might have been this was the first one. This is the first card. Now, I've probably replaced it with a better version, a better condition card. But this was the first card I ever got of his. And I had started watching him with my dad a little bit, and he became my favorite player just to how hard he worked and all the things that he did, driving to the basket, dunking on bigger guys. It was just a joy to watch him. And so that kind of started me, and all these were kind of around the same era. The Fleer, 92, 93, Hoops, Skybox, Topps. I had all these things. Even on the Phoenix Suns team card, he was the main guy, so I put him down there. Now you're going to get into some of his all-star stuff. So again, we have some of his early cards down here. And we also have all-star from the Utah all-star game, which was probably my favorite all-star game to watch as a kid. This one also from Utah, so you have these two from the same one. This one also up here. This one's from when he was in Orlando, which was Magic Johnson's last all-star game. Same thing here. This was his very last one that was played in Phoenix, of all places, so that was his last all-star weekend. I believe like Penny Hardaway or somebody's on the back of that one, but really cool all-star class 95 card. Also have from when he was on the USA, so you're going to start seeing some USA cards come in. He's kind of right in the middle right there. And here's more of his USA stuff. He was actually in the Olympics in '88.
The shorter team and Marley. Marley with a drive. Oh, my!
On that team that got the bronze medal because they were playing with college guys and they were playing against all the pros from other places. But he was on the second dream team as well that played in like the Goodwill games or something like that. So you have ones with him and Chris Mullin and some cool, gold medalist stuff from that time. So he made the rounds. These are like gold medal edition base cards, a lot of different USA stuff. So I like to keep all those together along with these on the side too. So you can see his early cards from the '88 Olympics in Seoul. Pretty cool. I mean, coming from Central Michigan, you wouldn't think he'd be a guy that they'd pick for that, but he was pretty awesome in college. Number 14 pick, I think, overall. Love this card from this set when he was on the Dream Team too, and you got the American flag in the background. Really super cool. A lot of good stuff, and always wore number 9 when he could, except on the USA team the first time around. And then here's my favorite page of the whole book, because this is where I put like just my favorite looking cards of his. I got this one with him and Charles Barkley up top. I love this Orlando all-star set and really enjoy that card there. I've got gold version of the Topps here. I've got the Finest Pacifics version here of Topps Finest. Got a super team that I got with him and Barkley going for rebound. His 2 rookie cards here in the middle, which is pretty cool. Got this little throwback one that was Topps Archives or whatever like that. Really neat, and got the gold sticker on there. And then I have one of my favorite inserts, Inside Out. I also have this gold collector's choice that I actually recently got this one because I've been looking for it for a long time, and somebody finally put it up for there. And then my first day issue of him and Jordan, which is one of the cooler shots you're going to see with him and MJ right there, and sharpshooters as well. So this is kind of my Dan Majerle binder, but I also have some other stuff along with that. So I also have my kind of autographs and graded cards of his, which I'm going to show you right now. So I've got a couple that haven't graded yet, and I'm thinking about it. I've got this Golden Graphs Dan Majerle. It's out of 75. Super cool again, signature there. Just really enjoyed it. Like the golden, I always like it with these Suns uniforms. Always my favorite. Purple, black, white, whichever one they want to have, but those are the ones that I like. And then these were the later Suns ones, but this one's Beyond the Arc autograph here. This one is numbered 51 out of 99, and 51 was my favorite number, so I found this one online, had to get it. Really cool stuff, and I've got more. So after those, here's kind of the end of the collection of my cards of his, and I'll show you kind of, we'll go from the lowest to the higher rated stuff here. So this one took me a while to get, and I thought it was a little better than a 7. I was hoping for an 8 on this one, but got a 7. This is the Skybox Premium of 95. It's the Meltdown, and this graded a 7. There is a little bit of whitening, but I thought maybe an 8 would get me that one, but the whitening took it. But this is the only one I had, and I just think this is one of the cooler sets. Unfortunately, he's in a Cavs jersey, but this is maybe one of the final really good inserts that he was in before his back started to hurt him and his play declined a little bit. So I keep this as kind of like one of his last really good years. And I just like this one. This set is really cool. They got Jordan and Shaquille and some other things in there as well. So super fun there. Got that one up there. Then we've got his Beam team. And again, this was when I was first grading cards, and I didn't know as much as I do now, but I had a Beam team of his, and I wanted to have it graded. I haven't gotten any Marleys in a 10. They're all up to 9, so 9 or below. But love this card, and if I ever find one in a 10, I will probably bid on it and maybe replace it. But super cool is 1993 Stadium Club. Then I have the one that I showed you from my booklet, but I have it graded. This one's an 8. This is kind of more what I was expecting with the other one, but just a lot of fun. Like, cool shot, and then they got the pictures in the background. They tell you a little bit about it. Really fun set. I wish I could collect that whole set. It's really hard to get the Jordan and stuff like that, but I'm thinking about it. So Fleer All-Stars from 92. And we're going to get into some of my autograph stuff. Now, this one was pretty special to me because this one I won at my favorite card store here in town. And I saw it up for, and I just kind of I was happy I got drawn to win this one because this was the only one I really wanted. But it's 9 out of 15. This one just came this way, no grade. It was just kind of, it was given by Beckett, like Panini or whatever, as a drawing for this store. So just fun that I was able to win it, seeing how I'm the Marley collector down here. But I thought about having this one graded, but I kind of just like it the way it is. It's probably one of my few Beckett slab things that I have. Then I've got my 2014 Panini Prestige Dan Majerle. This one's bonus shots. This one's number 4 out of 25. So really cool. I like the picture they used for it, and they have the old Suns logo and stuff like that. And I just thought it looked tremendous. And I got it when I got this one off eBay. Got it for a pretty cheap price, and I was just hoping it grade a 9 or a 10, and I got a 9. So I'm pretty happy with that. So one of my faves, even though it was way after he had retired, still one of my favorite cards that I have of him, and this may be one of the best. So here's my 19 Panini Impeccable shot signatures on here. Just love it. It's almost like Color Blast in the back, even though this is like Marley in his later days in Phoenix. Great on-card, not on sticker, it's on-card signature. It is in one of these weird, heavier slabs and stuff like that, but numbered 63 out of 99, and it's almost like if you add those together, you got 999, so it's his number. I thought it was kind of cool. So that's probably one of my favorites and the best autographs that I have of him. I will probably keep getting stuff in the future with him, but like I said, this is my main PC guy. So if you ever see me getting excited about it, it's because this is the guy that got me way into the NBA. I was a Magic and Bird fan. Loved watching those guys play. My first really taste of basketball was them. But then when I got to watch kind of home team play and see how the Suns were getting better and watch this guy play, I just instantly became a fan. So that's why you see all that stuff. I've followed him for the longest time, and he's always been a really nice guy. I've met him a couple times, and I might even put a picture up. Who knows? I met him when I was getting married. I took a bachelor trip to Las Vegas, and the Suns happened to be staying in our hotel when he was a coach. And it was the NBA Summer League was going on. And they were actually staying at the same hotel. And I came down after we put all our stuff away, me and my buddies did, and we walked down, and there's Dan Majerle standing, nice enough to take a picture with me. Super cool. It was a long time ago because it was like, I think 2012 when we did that. So it's now 2025. So it was a ways ago. But just been a huge fan the whole time. So if you want to see more stuff like this, I can show you my Shaq or like Larry Bird or Magic or Michael collections or whatever like that. But this is the one that means the most to me. So yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this kind of video. I probably won't do a ton of these because I like opening stuff for you, but I figured this would be a good change of pace and you could see why I have such an infatuation and stuff. So hey, thanks for coming out, guys. Thanks for staying to the end. Hope you're having a great week. We'll see you next time on Generation Hoops.
Push it up in a hurry. Over to Marley. Here comes the trio. Suzanne! How about that?